they might heart it back, but meaning they like the social juice because more comments means they might get more engagement through the algorithm. So they're going to welcome any comment. They're not going to delete your comment, even if it's something like, all right, so really, really quick DM strategy on how I use this with, again, so my account is tiny compared to Jimmy's PT Pinecast and Tony's, Tony Maritato PT on Instagram or Total Therapy Solutions on Facebook. So my Instagram account right now at Concierge Pain Relief, only 112 posts so far. I have 244 followers and I'm following 664 accounts. Really quick, I'll give a couple stories on how I just got an in-person visit with a stretch company, a personal trainer, a physician who was reaching out to me that wanted to speak on the phone, and then another physician yesterday who just DM'd me saying interested in referring patients to us. So first step, really quick, I go on Instagram and I just follow every New York City account. I'm trying to follow just every New York City account, but I started with all the physicians. So you find one physician who's fairly popular in your city or area, and other physicians are probably following that physician. So I would just follow every single physician and medical practice, personal trainer, gym, Pilates, wellness, like anyone in the whole health and wellness space. But specifically, I started with physicians. Some of them will follow my account back. Some of them won't. The ones that don't follow back, I don't want to DM them, because if I DM them, it'll go into, what is it, like the requested folder or whatever. Like it doesn't go into the inbox of the Instagram DM. So it looks kind of like spam. It's like the spam folder of Instagram. If I follow a physician and they follow back, now if I DM them, it'll go into their inbox of Instagram. And I'll just write, hey, Dr. Smith, thanks for connecting here and thanks for following, or thanks for following back. David Rubin's my 245th follower. Love it, David. Thank you. You're the man. So once I DM them, I'm able to get in their inbox and I'm just saying thank you for the follow and connecting. Mm-hmm. And I also have done this as well. I took this from Dan Martell from the book Buy Back Your Time, which is an amazing book. You should buy it or listen to it on Audible. In that, his DM strategy is, let's say Jimmy follows my account. I DM Jimmy. I say, hey, Jimmy, thanks a lot for connecting here. Are you here for the free content or are you here for rehab? ? And the second thing is what I want to try to see if they're really there for, which is the rehab, which is, can we convert these digital people to paid in-person evaluations, which is the whole marketing for private practices out there. So you can say, are you just here for the free content? And if that's the case, that's cool. Are you here for the free content or rehab? And the second thing would be whatever you're looking for. On Tuesday this week, this trainer came into the office at our office and he came through the DMs and we invited him over for a tour after he commented on one of our posts about amazing facility. Dr. Gary Schwartz, MD, I just spoke with him for the first time on Monday. He found me on Instagram. He followed us first. He DM'd me first. He reached out. It's just from the content. It's amazing. Yesterday, a different physician, I won't say her name because we haven't really talked, but I sent the same question. Hi, Dr. So-and-so. Thanks for connecting here. Are you here for the free content or are you interested in rehab? Meaning, like, are you probably not interested in rehab for yourself, but that's the play, at least for me. And then she replied, interested in referring patients. And I'm like, boom.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. that is the current DM approach that is working right now for us.
And that's awesome. That like your account is mini but powerful. It does what you want. I was just thinking this morning, like 15 years ago, I've got a patient right now. It's the second Jiffy knee, which is a specific kind of total knee replacement. She's going to this doctor. There's only one orthopedic in the area that does the Jiffy knee. My second patient is going back for a follow-up. She's an awesome patient. She's doing really well. I was like, if I was trying to grow more patients, he and I should team up because I could push his reach locally and nationally, but I'm not. I don't need more new patients in the clinic. If I was in Dave's situation, that would absolutely, first thing I'd do is I'd message him. Second thing I'd do is I'd set up a virtual interview. We'd do a video. We'd get on Zoom. We would talk about the Jiffy knee, talk about his practice. I wouldn't say a single thing about my clinic. The intent behind that is just to build the relationship like Dave's doing. And then, it gives me a reason to post content. Like, that's a great video. There's interesting information there. I used to do it during and before the pandemic. I did it. Now I'm just at the point where I don't need to do that.
The only thing I might change is very subtle, which is real language. This might just be personal preference, but hey, thanks for connecting is nails on a chalkboard to me. Here's why, because I would never say it. So I would say, hey, great to meet you. Do you know what? I got yelled at once working for a very large healthcare company because I suggested using a little bit of slang and every once in a while spelling a word wrong. And they were like, that is insane. We never do that. I go, that's why you should do it. No one does that. That's why you should do it. So like Dan Martell? Yes. It's a loaded question. Are you here for my stunning personality or my great looks? Which one are you here? Oh, looks fine. So you're like, are you here for the rehab or the great content? And you're like, well, now that you mention it, right? The only thing I would change is like half an ounce of salt is like, because I get these DMs. For some reason, it just feels like an SDR. It feels like a sales development representative.
Okay, so let me riff on this, Jimmy. Would you prefer let's say you follow my account and then I message back, hey, Jimmy, great to see that you're not a bot. Are you here for the free content or the rehab?
That to me sounds like you're on a subway responding, which is what you want. You want to separate. The good thing is when ManyChat, like that's an app, we'll talk about that in a second. When these things come out, everybody jumps on them, and that's cool. The best part is everybody does the minimum viable product. Awesome. You doing 3.5% more sets you 7 miles ahead. So whatever the default is, change it. Pee all over it. Pee all over it. Leave your stink on it. Make it sound like you. That's what dogs do, right?
Oh.
I get the neighbor's dog on one side of me, comes over, and there's a tree outside my window. The neighbor's dog over here comes out, pees on the tree. And later on in the day, my neighbor on the other side, I watch his dog peeing on the tree. Why? Because one dog is saying to the other, my tree. And he goes, no, my tree. You got to make it look and smell and sound like you. That will separate you in a sea of sameness. Gentlemen, I'm going to be at CSM on next week. We're going to be in the expo hall. I'm going to make a prediction. A lot of polo shirts, a lot of pens. I'm looking into the future. I'm seeing a lot of stress balls. I'm seeing phone chargers.
Sneakers.
White
sneakers.
Black
tennis shoes.
A lot of New Balance. New Balance is going to be well. The point is, do you know what I did? I'll reveal it now because the bleeding edge people are listening, but the average person, I am wearing a tuxedo on my first day of live streaming in the expo.
Yes. Amazing.
But I didn't go white jacket, red jacket, black lapel. I want people to go, who the heck is that guy? Why is he wearing a tuxedo? I don't care if they ever listen to the podcast. I want people to go, why is there a guy with a tuxedo? Because you set the bar so damn low, companies spending $30,000 to go. And you're like, we put the logo of our company on the left side this year. People are going to freak. No, they're not. No, they're not. You are what I refer to as mayonnaise flavored ice cream. The entire expo hall, mayonnaise flavored ice cream.
Oh my God.
Did you ever hear this idea? Somebody told me this idea 30 years ago, and it stuck with me. Maybe not 30 years ago, but if you poll 100 people, let's do it right now. Dave, do you prefer hot tea or iced tea?
Hot tea.
Tony, hot tea or iced tea?
Hot tea if I had to drink tea.
Great. So if we had 100 people and 50% of the room said hot tea and 50% of the room said iced tea, do you know what a data scientist, not data scientist, they'd be smart enough. Do you know what a crappy marketer would do? They go, you know what? Okay. People love room temperature tea because half the room loves safe. And I say, walk down any aisle in the supermarket and look how many types of mayonnaise there are. I don't know, 6. And then go to the hot sauce aisle and how many types of mayonnaise how many types of hot sauce are there? 4 billion. Why? Because it's the edge. So be the edge. If you want to blend in, there is not an aisle for mayonnaise flavored ice cream, my friends, but no one asked for it, but it's there. So I would say ManyChat is a tool that you could automate what Dave is doing. Someone messages you on Instagram. I think it works with Facebook as well. And then you can set up essentially, you've been part of these. You've DM'd or something. You get a reply. Number 1, don't do it instantly. Too creepy. Set it at 10 minutes, something, not instantly. That's a red flag. And then make it sound like yo. not a robot. You came all this way to sound like everybody else? Oh, it's so disappointing. I'll see y'all in Anaheim with the polo shirts. It just reminds me of American Psycho with Christian Bale, where he's like, my business card is in bone with raised font. It's like, mine is in opal with depressed font. It's like, we are literally, the bar is not low, the bar is on the floor. But yes,
I wonder real quick with Dave's strategy, I wonder if Dave went to the other person's account, subscribed, followed the other person's account, then went through and liked a bunch of the posts before reaching out through DM saying, hey, I just found your account. I liked a bunch of your videos. I think we're on the same page. Because I know I manage my account. I can see when somebody likes 5 or 6 different posts. I can see when somebody is subscribed, and it looks like a real person as opposed to like a ManyChat bot that's just sending you a generic message.
Yep.
So I'm doing that. Yesterday, there's in New York City, it's not a physician. It was a personal training place that's an independent personal training gym. And they had a flood. They posted a video that there was water leaking out of their ceiling into buckets and trash cans. And I followed the guy. I kind of had known the guy, but I just digitally. And I was commenting publicly on that post, like, oh man, like, so sorry to hear that. I hope it's a quick fix. Right. So yes, 100%. And I've never DM'd that guy. So commenting publicly also is a way to break the ice. Plus, the account holder will typically like the comments. Yep. Meaning they might heart it back, but meaning they like the social juice because more comments means they might get more engagement through the algorithm. So they're going to welcome any comment. They're not going to delete your comment, even if it's something like kind of like I don't know, something nice or just something that's vague. Also, questions are great. Questions in the comment section, question about that particular post where, yes, and then it shows again that this is a human and not a bot because I had to watch the video, think of a question that made sense, and I'm trying to get the account user to reply to it publicly. They're going to like that. Then, of course, it's so much easier, Tony. I agree, to then do a DM conversation after.
I mean,
real quick, Jimmy, before you do that, the only little thing I would say to that is I can see subscribers and likes instantly. I don't generally go to comments. This is me personally. I'm not saying others. But
because you get a ton of comments, you probably don't have time for it.
I don't. And so if you're talking about somebody else who has a bigger account, I do think there's impact. Like if you're looking for the biggest bang for the least investment, follow, like, the comment is great. I wouldn't bank on the comment. I would do the follow and the likes primarily.
Yeah.
Right.
This came from yesterday. Somebody was calling you out. Sorry, Tony, there's more to the pelvic floor therapy industry than OnlyFans clients. This person yesterday, this is the Mobility Project. She's a pelvic floor PT in Vegas. She was like, hey, what's that Movique thing you're doing there in Vegas? What? In Vegas? What? So I hit her with the website. And then she's like, hey, sorry, Tony, there's more to the pelvic floor therapy industry. So what do you think Jimmy did? I engaged, right? I was like, hell yeah. I was like, seriously, Tony. I threw Tony right under the bus. And then I came up with OnlyFans as the PT-centered OnlyFans. And then what did I do? Then I created OnlyGonies, fake ad, and I put some fun music behind it, and I goofed on it. And then will I make it a script? Look, are people listening? I don't know. There's the Movique. There he is.
Shout out Movique.
How much did he pay us? He slided me money under the table. No, I'm only kidding. But when I'm in Vegas, who do you think I'm hanging out with? I'm going to go get myself all strapped up and, dots and tests. This is a very large world. It's also simultaneously a very small connected world. It is. Time out.
See, he would be a great example. Like, he sent me a friend request on LinkedIn. I accepted the friend request. I hadn't been accepting requests on LinkedIn for a while. But like, now I would go to him and say, okay, how many, people have you reached out to? What kind of connections have you made? We connected with him because we have the time and the resources and we like to connect. But I'd be interested in how much of an investment he made in trying to make organic connections and how many people just ignored him. Yeah. Real quick about the OnlyFans. After we talked about that, on one of my social feeds, I saw a video of a star being interviewed, And she was saying she does Kegels every single day. The person interviewing her said, "What are Kegels?" And it brought me back to pelvic floor therapist who wants to be the go-to pro for professionals in the industry, in that industry. They have the money, they have the time, they have the resources. It would be a phenomenal thing.
The term is mattress actress now. We don't say porn star.
Yes.
What about the actors? Do we not get a say?
Mattress actor. Yes. It's not porn. We don't say porn star anymore. There's kids.
The P word. The P word.
What were you going to say, Dave? You were calling timeout.
Yeah. So can you pull back just the screen share of that post on Instagram, the mobility that pelvic floor physical therapist had commented?
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, it takes me.
And for the record, I got tagged there and I didn't even know. I have that stuff doesn't make it to me.
All right. So what is this therapist's name? I'm just curious.
This person?
The Mobility Project.
The Mobility
Project. Mobility Project.
Dr. Kelsey.
So, but she commented on your Instagram post that was an image, correct?
Correct. This was from I post when we're done with this live stream, I will then go make an episode out of it on Pintcast, right? And then one of the apps that I use automatically posts the image and the first 500 characters of the show. She commented on that, so it made sense.
I get that, but she had consumed the audio or the video of that episode somewhere else, but then commented here. Is that correct?
Right. Correct.
Isn't that interesting? That's cool, right?
Yeah. It is interesting, but it's obvious because if you're telling me, someone was telling me about this crazy new go-kart place near me, and I was like, oh, what's it called? I didn't Google it. I went to Instagram because I knew Google would give me the website. I was like, they're like, dude, these carts go 70 miles an hour. They're 3 inches. I'm like, what? Show me. And now people are showing, it's show and tell. People show on social, they tell on your website. I wanted to see the show, so I went to them.
Well, if you wanted to go book the place because Tony and I are going to come visit, you'd go to Google and look at website, phone number, hours that they're open, how to get there, all that. How would I get? You wanted to see it, which is Instagram.
Show me. My favorite day in third grade was Fridays. Show and tell. I wanted the show, dude. I had the G.I. Joe hovercraft. This thing was the size of 2 small babies. And I dragged that thing into first grade. I was like, I got the hovercraft. It floats in my bathtub. And every dude in that class lost their mind. I didn't tell them anything about the hovercraft. I literally just like Lloyd Dobler in Say Anything. I was just holding the hovercraft above my head like the boombox in that movie. That's a show. Stop trying to tell people how great you are. Show them. We gave you the tools all in one box.
So last 10, 15 minutes, let's close with what you talked about with evaluations.
Oh, yeah.
Because your social media is the perfect place to show. I go back to, I guarantee the experience you get going to see Dave Kittle's people versus the experience you get coming to see my people or me. Very different. But if you're not showing it on social media, you're not going to see that difference. So you're going to be like, oh, I can go to Tony for $15 or I can go to Dave for $350. I think I'll go see Tony because they're selling the same thing, the letters after their names. So what's your idea on evaluations?
Hang on, we can't lose money yet, and this is a good one.
Real quick, you got to run through it quick. Let's go.
We've got a new product called Clinician Clone. See 2 patients at once while still only being 1 human. Today's final sponsor is Clinician Clone, the passive presence replication system. It nods, it stands, it asks, how's that feel? Clinician Clone, because sometimes you need to be in 2 rooms emotionally. This is completely valid for billing. It's just a cardboard cutout, guys. It's a cardboard cutout of you that talks, which is brilliant if you think about it. All right. So the idea that we played around with on Thursday was, what if we took the flow of an eval or a treatment, any treatment session, which is subjective, objective, assessment, plan. And I know you dance around, and then you line it up with the format of a piece of viral content. So a PT eval might follow subjective assessment, explanation, plan, short form content. If you do it right, hook, problem, insight, call to action, repeat. So Are PTs already trained storytellers and don't realize it? Like, did they look at this like, well, it's a treatment session, it's super boring. I go, there was a television show that followed Ozzy Osbourne around his kitchen. Like, and that thing was huge. Why? Because he's awesome. But you already have a format. Why are you not capturing it and sharing it? Don't even think about sharing it. Capture it, show it. So what do content creators understand about attention that clinicians are ignoring in 2026, but they shouldn't be? What are we ignoring?
I'm going to say the big thing is the hook. And I'm going to say good clinicians do this organically. They do it intuitively. They already know how to hook the person, build the relationship, build the curiosity, sell them on, what they can deliver. They just don't have the structure for it.
Or the permission, which they don't need, but like, I'm giving you permission. Do you guys know Mike Stella? Actually, I think, Tony, you sent me Mike Stella on Instagram. He is an ATC and sports performance coach. You should follow him. He does this. He's in the middle of a treatment session. Most of the time, all you see from the patient is their leg or their arm or their shoulder. And Mike's talking to the patient. So he's talking to the patient here, but the camera's here. But he's talking to you. Most people wouldn't work on the back of the calf because if the pain's in the front. But what we do here is, dude, you're in the middle of the conversation already. This is simple. Not easy. The biggest hurdle, I'm going to look deep into your eyes, audience. The biggest hurdle is you. The call's coming from inside the house. You're the reason. It's not the algorithm. It's not your phone. You don't need another app or piece of equipment. You need to start doing this with the things that you already have.
So those are the videos. I know, Mike, I was just watching a different physical therapist wanting to rebut Mike saying stretching is useless and the 10 reasons you shouldn't stretch or whatever on TikTok.
I follow this guy. I didn't know his name, but I follow him on Facebook.
Yeah, he does a great job. Those are the videos I used to make where the patient would be with me and I would be, right in the middle of it, half talking to the camera, half working on the patient. And it was a great way to, I think, establish like expertise, authority. It puts you in a position of power, but it also makes it easy for you to create content because you have a real human in front of you that you're basically talking to or talking around.
And you're not changing anything. Even I've never met Mike, but never interacted with him. Like or dislike whatever he's saying about treatment, like what he's doing content-wise, like turn the sound off. Mike would tell you, copy what I'm doing. You can't be Mike. You can do his format in your way. Even here's the $0 social strategy. Hire no one. Go 3 months ago, write down what Mike did. Like watch his video and be, okay, hook, talking about a treatment, then this, got it. Just follow him 30 days in the past. Do exactly what he does, but your version. You will win. Like copy him, but you can't. You can't be him. Be you in those formats. That's the ultimate steal of a strategy. Find someone whose content resonates with you and you're like, yeah, what's my version of that?
We briefly talked about it before, but with therapists recording, again, let's say they have the consent of the patient or the client. They've known the client for 5 or 10 years or whatever, so that they're totally comfortable with that client. The client would be fine with being on audio or video, or even if it's just the client's leg or whatever. The biggest thing that I think holds people back from doing this is that they're afraid of putting the video out there and getting feedback comments from PTs across the country of like, why would you do it that way? You forgot this, and the person had sciatica. You didn't do a slump test and this and that. That I believe is the biggest thing that they're afraid of and holds people back.
Can I get a strategy for that?
Yes, please.
Are those people helping put food on your table? No. So then what do you do about it? So here's what you do. I will give you the biggest cop-out way to do it. Every time there's a comment that comes in like that, go to ChatGPT and say, give it the situation. I did this. Someone said this. What would Chris Voss do now? And then whatever the AI says Chris Voss would do, you do. Chris Voss is a former FBI hostage negotiator. This guy knows how to de-escalate people with bombs. Trust me. Your comment section, it's going to be fine. Or do what I do. Someone comes at me. I'm usually pretty whatever. You come at me 5 times, I go full Jimmy on you. I had someone say, you're being a little, this is yesterday. You're being a little disrespectful. And I said, yes, because people have been disrespectful for me. I stand by my comments. And then I do it. I want the people who write to me to know this. After I push post on the text, I look right at my phone like this. That's what I'm doing to you. You have to grow thick skin. If you're going to turn a microphone on, you have to be able to live with that. But just do things you stand by. Do things you stand behind. Which is and as Kevin Hart would say it with your chest.
This comment here from Drew Cruz. Can you just put this on the screen? So Drew, thank you for your comment. So he's saying, why are we caring about what other PTs say when we're trying to talk to potential clients? Yes, my point is that PTs, but just other people using social platforms are afraid of, or they've seen the keyboard warriors with all other news topics or sports topics or whatever. Like, people are, it's so much easier to be behind the screen or on your phone and commenting like, yeah, exactly. But it's so easy on social media. There is, for someone in your same neighborhood or city, it's so much easier to be a critic from a sideline. And that is what holds back a lot of people from optimizing and playing on the field of putting social media content out there, running your business, whatever it is.
Tag me if that happens in your comment section. I'll come and I'll be the jerk. I'll come to your head. I'll be your bouncer. Get that on here.
It's funny. What makes me more uncomfortable, especially in the professional posts, is when I share something and then somebody disagrees with it, and then you guys come out to support me. I feel more embarrassed by that just because it's like, don't make this person feel bad. And, I know the commenter.
Jimmy, you got your tag team partners.
Making the rude. I feel bad for the person making the rude comment, but it's the same in sports. Like, I grew up, I never wanted to win a game by too much. I wanted to win. Right. I didn't want to win by too much. It's just in my nature. It's so funny. But Seth Godin has the best thing. He just doesn't even look at the comments. Seth Godin never reads the comments. He doesn't look at the feedback. He just ignores all of it. He just puts the ideas out there.
Gary Vee would say, look at the comments, and he would say, I was taught, live by the numbers, die by the numbers, live by the sword, die by the sword. If you need to be fed, if you need the reassurance in the comments, you lost. So when people say that's great, I go, thanks. And when people say that sucks, I go, thanks for dropping by. Like, all right, thank you. Like, keep commenting. You know how many times a mob has come for me for something I've said or stood by? And I'm just like, this is me standing here. I said what, or if someone presents me with other evidence, I'm not saying I'm a complete douche most of the time, not most of the time, but if someone gives me evidence and we're like, I think you're wrong, I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty good point. Oh, okay. That sounds good. Be you. This is simple. It's not easy. There's emotions involved, there's emotions in everything because we are humans. I have a great episode coming out about pain. Dr. Rachel Zoffness. Have you ever, she was all over the Instawebs and on the Huberman, like, for a while there. And she came on and I talked to her yesterday and she explains it. Everything that you do as a human goes through the part of the brain that regulates emotions. So for you to be like, I'm not emotional about it, you're lying. You're lying. It goes through, and she can tell you the parts and where and how and all that, and that good stuff. But she does it in a way that you can understand. If this doesn't feel emotional, it means you're not doing something. It should feel emotional. You're not going to get over it. Get past it. That's a difference. There's a difference.
All right. Let's hit parting shots. I'm going to say, the big takeaway from today, if you would have told me a decade ago, you're never going to add 50,000 followers to an account of 5,000 in a year. That was my mindset. That was my thinking. I'll never be able to do that. Now, obviously, it's possible. It's totally achievable. The platforms are so incredible at pushing addictive content, that you can pull those levers right now for no extra cost. You just need the practice and build the repetitions. Dave has probably thrown so many baseballs in his lifetime that he can throw it on target and not think about it. And that's what we need to do with the content.
Repetitions. Dave, what do you got?
I got a quick thank you to all of the live comments. So Will Boyd, David Rubin, thank you. Chelsea Muncie, Kendall Finn, Paul Fath, Movique Health over in Las Vegas, Colleen Green, Drew Cruz, and anyone else that I didn't catch in between. Thank you for watching, joining live, and also engaging and commenting live. We appreciate you.
I'm going to do my parting shot is what Drew said. don't threaten me with a good time. That was my quote. When someone pushed me in the comment section, because I was like, I stand by what I just said. And they said, well, then bring me on a podcast episode. And I was like, and then they said, only if we do it live. I was like,
that's all. You're like, yes, absolutely.
Welcome to my living room. Like, let's do it live. Even better. I don't have to edit anything. Even better. So understand what your good time is, though, right? Jimmy's good time is this. If that's not your good time, that's okay. Figure out what your good time is and then lather, rinse, repeat. We'll see you guys on.
Hey, it's Dave Kittle. Are you a healthcare business owner or physical therapy practice owner who is looking to figure out your succession plan or exit strategy? We might be able to help. And in fact, we may be interested in acquiring your practice. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. Shoot me an email at dave@conciergepainrelief.com. That's DAVE at CONCIERGE painrelief.com. Or you can call me at any time, 646-781-8884.